far be it for me to correct the mayor of Fairlawn. He mentioned that the Pythians get together, we laugh a lot, we learn a lot. What he did forget was one very, very important thing was we eat a lot. And now I would like to call up the town historian and former mayor of Fairlawn, John Cosgrove.
I'm not going to touch the mic. I think we need to get higher podiums in this. So Marvin contacted me and said, will you please speak a little bit, being a borough historian, about the 100 years of Fairlawn and the organizations. And I said, how long do I have? He said, 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to try to pack 100 years into 3 to 5 minutes. As Lisa mentioned, I'm with the capable hands of Lisa. We're running the 100th anniversary of Fairlawn. We got a lot of great events that are going to be coming up, and I think you're all going to enjoy the year. So just to talk a little bit about the history of Fairlawn. Fairlawn originally was called Sluder Dam, but before that it was settled by the Lenape Indians, and they built a fish weir, which is down. If you go across the Fairlawn Avenue Bridge, you can still see it today. There's a bridge that they built made of rocks if the water is down, if we don't have a high tide. And you can see that there. And what happened was the Dutch settlers came to Fairlawn and they called it Sluder Dam after that because they were slaughtering fish in this fish weir. They built out of rocks a circle, and when the tide went down, the fish would get stuck and they would kill the fish. So they called it Sluder Dam. Then what happened was it became Saddle River Township somewhere around the turn of the century, and my family settled here in 1906. They lived next door to a family called the Cukins, which I think many of you know who they are, and they lived on Hopper Avenue and 3rd Street, which is known as the center section of Fairlawn. A lot of people don't realize that, but that was the original settlement in Fairlawn, and they called it the center section. So what happened in 1913 was Saddle River Township, and then in 1924 a group of Fairlawn residents decided that they wanted to change the name and have our own borough. So a group of Fairlawn residents driven by one of the Cukins in a bus, they rented a bus and they drove to Trenton, and I want to thank Chris Tully for voting to have Fairlawn made a borough at that time. So they went there, but there was opposition. And the opposition was from, there was a family that lived on Saddle River Road. They owned the Fairlawn Beach Club in later years, the Cost family, and there was opposition. But they went down there and it was approved, so in 1924 we became a borough. You know, some of the other things that happened in 1929, Radburn was built, the first planned community in the United States, the town for the motor age. And we all know, you know, if you've ever been through Radburn, you know the idea, and you still see to this day students from other countries walking through Radburn to see this first planned community. So we had all of those things happen. And one of the things I want to tie in, people ask me when I was mayor, and I know everyone here who's an elected official gets this when they go out and you talk to people in the county and other local representatives, how do you do it in Fairlawn? What's the magic, you know, what is the magic recipe that makes it work? And as Christina said, I think it's our volunteers and our organizations. You know, we have volunteer fire department, we have ambulance, we have police reserves, we have CERT, all those organizations, these people, you know, they go out every day and they do these things for us. Organizations like yours, you know, for years. When I played Little League Baseball in Fairlawn, there was this team called COPS, K-O-P-S. I just thought they misspelled police officer. Then later on I met Jeff Serwin, and now I know all I want to know about the Knights of Pythias. But I have to tell you, you know, your organization, along with a lot of the other civic groups in Fairlawn, make a difference. Every day you make a difference. The Center for Food Action, our own food pantry, all those things. And one of the things in Fairlawn is we all come together. You know, if there's a sick family, we do it. We just recently, we have this family that have 3 young boys in wheelchairs, the Santucci family, right? They have a disease called leukodystrophy. It's a terrible thing. And what happened was we needed to buy a handicapped van for them. All of our civic organizations, Knights of Pythias, Rotary. We even had firemen out at traffic lights with their boots. and we raised $93,000 together, and we bought a handicap van for this family. And so you've all seen the movie It's a Wonderful Life, right? I think, you know, with James Stewart. And our wonderful life moment was the night we drove up with that van, and the 3 little boys are outside in their wheelchairs. And the one little boy turned to his mother and said, "Now we can go places together." And to me, that describes what Fairlawn is all about. You know, that's what we do in Fairlawn. We get together, we work hard, and your organization has been a major part of that, and I want to thank you for that. What do I got, 30 seconds left? No. Thank you very much. One other thing I have to tell you. Where you're sitting right now, this is the spot the house sat where Fairlawn got its name. The grass rolled all the way down to where Fairlawn Avenue is now, was the Acker home, and that's how Fairlawn got its name. When they went to Trenton, they said, we want to call this the Borough of Fairlawn. So you're right here, this is where you're at.